Hi everyone. I'm Sarah, and I want to tell you a story that's been eating at me for years. It's about family, fairness, and how sometimes life has a way of coming full circle in the most unexpected ways. This is the story of how my parents gave my sister everything while leaving me with nothing but debts. And how I ended up buying the house I grew up in. Let me start from the beginning. I'm the older sister by 3 years, but you'd never know it from how my parents treated us. My sister Emma was what you'd call the golden child. From the moment she was born, everything revolved around her. New clothes while I wore hand-me-downs from cousins. Private tutoring while I struggled through public school alone. Dance classes, music lessons, summer camps. Emma got it all. I remember when I was 16, I desperately wanted to join the school debate team. There was a fee for competitions and travel. My parents said we couldn't afford it. That same week, they enrolled Emma in a $200 per month gymnastics program because she showed natural talent. I learned early that asking for things was pointless. So I stopped asking. I got a part-time job at 15, saved every penny, and put myself through college with student loans and scholarships. Emma. Full ride from mom and dad plus a car plus spending money. But I loved my sister. Despite everything, I thought maybe our parents were just trying to help her reach her potential. I made excuses for them, thinking they'd balance things out eventually. I was wrong. Fast forward to 2 years ago. Dad passed away suddenly from a heart attack. Mom followed 6 months later. I think she just couldn't live without him. Despite our complicated relationship, losing them both so close together was devastating. But then came the reading of the will, and I learned just how little I meant to them. Emma inherited the family home. A beautiful 4-bedroom house in a great neighborhood, worth about $400,000. She also got Dad's life insurance policy, Mom's jewelry, and the family savings account. And me. Got a letter. Dear Sarah, we know you're strong and independent. We're leaving you responsible for our remaining debts because we trust you to handle them responsibly. We love you both equally. $23,000 in credit card debt. A remaining mortgage balance of $31,000 that somehow I was now responsible for, even though Emma got the house. Medical bills. Car payments for a car that Emma also inherited. Love us equally. They left my sister with assets worth over $500,000 and left me with $54,000 in debt. The math doesn't lie. Emma's response when I called her, crying. Well, they probably figured you're better with money than I am. Besides, you make good money at your job. I was a teacher making $45,000 a year. The next year was the hardest of my life. I took on a second job tutoring kids after school. I sold everything I owned that had any value. I moved into a tiny studio apartment and lived on ramen noodles and peanut butter sandwiches. Every month, I'd send Emma money for our parents' debts, while she posted Instagram photos from her vacations, showing off her new furniture in the house that should have been half mine. But something changed in me during that year. The anger I'd carried for so long transformed into determination. I wasn't going to let this break me. I was going to prove that I was more than their leftover child. I started a tutoring business. I got my real estate license. I worked 80-hour weeks, saved every penny, and slowly started climbing out of the hole they'd left me in. And then I heard something interesting through a mutual friend. Emma was in trouble. Turns out, when you've never had to manage money or work for anything, inheriting a bunch of assets doesn't automatically make you financially responsible. She'd taken out a home equity loan against the house for $200,000 to invest in some cryptocurrency scheme that went bust. She hadn't been paying the property taxes. The house was in foreclosure. When I heard this, I'll admit, part of me felt vindicated. But another part of me, the part that still loved my sister despite everything, felt sad for her. She called me crying one day. Sarah, I'm going to lose the house. I don't know what to do. Can you help me? Could have said no. I could have let karma run its course. But instead I made her an offer. I'll buy the house from you at market value before it goes to foreclosure. You'll walk away with enough to pay off your debts and start fresh. She was shocked. How do you have that kind of money? I earned it, I said simply. And that's how I came to own my childhood home. The house my parents left to my sister, thinking I'd never be able to afford it, is now mine. Every room holds memories. Some painful, some beautiful. I kept some things the same, but I've made it my own. This living room where we used to have family movie nights. Now it's my home office where I run my tutoring business. Emma's old room. That's now a guest room for the friends who actually supported me through the hardest times. Emma and I have a complicated relationship now. She's grateful I saved her from complete financial ruin, but there's also resentment. She feels like I stole her inheritance, conveniently forgetting that she gambled it away. But here's what I've learned. You can't control how people treat you, but you can control how you respond. My parents' favoritism hurt me deeply, but it also made me stronger, more independent, and more determined to succeed. Would I change the past if I could? Maybe. But I'm proud of who I've become. I earned every dollar that bought this house. Every piece of furniture, every improvement, every monthly payment. It's all mine through my own hard work. And you know what? I think I appreciate this house more than Emma ever did, precisely because I had to fight for it. So that's my story. Sometimes the people who count you out end up being the ones who motivate you the most. Sometimes the worst thing that happens to you becomes the catalyst for the best thing you ever do for yourself. To anyone out there dealing with family favoritism or feeling like you're not valued, your worth isn't determined by how others treat you. It's determined by how you treat yourself and what you're willing to work for. Thanks for listening. And remember, sometimes the best revenge is just living well.